Fannie Masemola is visiting Sausville, west of Pretoria. Let's listen in.
Working around the clock to find the killers. In Atteridgeville Police Station or Precinct, from the start of this financial year, since April, we have shut down 101 illegal liquor outlets. You can call them shebeens. 11 of those were closed down in the last 4 weeks, and our members are intensifying operation. As you are aware, we are in Operation Festive season already. With the latest incident, we do agree that we must intensify our operations much more than what we are doing. We are still investigating the motive for this incident, but however, we do have an idea of what may have led to this incident. However, intelligence is still gathering and analyzing information that has been received. In no time, we are confident we will find 3 suspects, which we do have an idea who they are. We have registered 12 counts of murder and 13 counts of attempted murder cases. We have also charged the owner of the room where this shebeen, he was hosting everyone at this shebeen. We have charged him. We have charged her, and she is, of course, in hospital as we speak, recuperating. I must also say that one of the suspects that we are looking for is a parolee that came out in September this year for various crimes, and is more or less related to these other people. You will also, I'm sure, realize, those that stays here, that it's quite a number of people that is more or less few similar same names that are involved in this specific crime. You have your Bielas, you have your Kanyiles, you have your Mdlaloses, so you have more or less a similar surnames. Getting to the Operation Festive season, out of 51,844 liquor establishments inspected, a total of 3,665 illegal taverns and shebeens have been shut down, of which 6,641 suspects have been arrested for selling liquor illegally since the start of the Saver Festive season operation, which is October 2025. During this period, we have also seized and disposed of 297,804 liters of alcohol that were being sold illegally. Ladies and gentlemen, our festive season operation, which is we're still going on with Operation Chanela, are indeed yielding results throughout the country, with a total of 113,727 suspects arrested. 33,505 of these suspects were wanted for serious and violent crime, including murder, attempted murder, rape, illicit mining, possession of drugs, and dealing in drugs. A total of 18,600 suspects were also arrested after they were found to be in possession of drugs. And indeed, of course, alcohol and drugs remain one of the main drivers of violent crime, including murder, assault GBH, and domestic violence-related cases. This is exactly why we are constantly intensifying our operations to deal decisively with those who are found not to be compliant with the Liquor Act. Of course, you should be aware that each province have got its own liquor law, which those that are suppliers should comply with that specific law of the province. Both illegal taverns and licensed establishments are posing a major challenge for police, of course, in all provinces, but of course in Gauteng is quite in majority. Gauteng alone, from the 1st of April to date, we have inspected 41,366 legal premises, and out of that, a total of 2,906 unlicensed liquor premises were shut down and their owners charged for selling of liquor illegally. A total of 972 illegal firearms were seized in Gauteng alone since April. 863 of these illegal firearms were pistols and revolvers, and 60 of them were rifles. With the latest crime stats, Gauteng is registering the highest in the number of incidents of hijacking, kidnappings, murder, and rape. However, you have seen quite a decline in terms of these crimes. We know that the provinces are intensifying their weekly operations, conducting multidisciplinary operations and working closely with other law enforcement agencies in the various provinces. If I have to touch on what we normally refer to as mass shooting, that is where more than one person has been shot. We are aware that it is a problem, and Gauteng from July 2025, this is the third incident of this nature. You would remember in July, we had a shooting of 6 people in Olivenhout-Bosch. The Shebeen owner was arrested for illegally trading in liquor, and one suspect has since been identified. This suspect is currently arrested and detained in Lesotho on a separate murder case. The SABC is currently engaging with Interpol. Once he finalizes with the case in Lesotho, we'll be able to extradite him to come over to account for the crimes of Olivenhout-Bosch. In Bronkhorstspruit, you remember where 5 people were shot at Zitobeni tavern. 2 people have since been arrested and are still in custody. We will continue to intensify our operations and request the cooperation of communities in making the festive season a safer one. It is all hands on deck, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of the law enforcement agencies in the country, both to make sure that we protect the citizens and their properties through safer festive season operation. It is on that score that the SABC will continue to heighten operation and maintain high visibility on our roads at ports of entries to make sure that we arrest any form of criminality that will come across that. With the addition of more than 3,500 newly trained constables that have just passed out recently, we are hopeful that those numbers will add to visibility. On crime intelligence, we are encouraged that this morning, I'm sure you have learned of a crime intelligence-driven operation which intercepted 6 suspects that were on their way to commit a CIT in the West Rand in Gauteng. All 6 suspects have been arrested and will be charged accordingly. 2 firearms, a rifle and a pistol, and vehicles were seized at this operation. This morning again in Temba, Makapanstad, next to Temba, which is about 60 kilos or so from here, we have this morning shut down a drug lab with drugs and drug manufacturing equipment worth more than 100 million. This was an intelligence-driven operation also, and we are confident that we will continue to intercept this organized crime syndicates and dismantle their illegal operation. A total of 6 suspects have been arrested in this regard. We are making a call on all those in the country to remain extra vigilant of their surroundings and minimize the risk of falling victim of crime, especially online scams and cyber-related crimes. If you know that we have won lotto all the time, why would you believe if somebody sends you a message that you have won lotto now, because it's December? So be vigilant and don't become a victim of this scam. Sometimes they send you a message, they say you have purchased at a specific shop. Phone the number to check, whereas you haven't done that, so don't fall victim. and we call on citizens to report such suspicious activities to the law enforcement. On the Marius van der Merwe matter, lastly, on this case, 3 persons of interest have been identified and 1 has been taken in for questioning as police investigations continue. We are confident that soon we will register a breakthrough as the police remain on high alert for those behind the killing of Mr. van der Merwe. It is safe to say investigations are on the right track. The National Joints, together with the Madlanga Commission Security, has met over the last 2-3 days to develop a plan to heighten and enhance security around officials and witnesses linked to the Commission. So with those words, we'd like to thank each and every one of you and encourage you to say, report crime. In as much as police are out there to protect you, we also request our communities to assist us to take down these hardened criminals. It is that time of the year where temperatures are going to rise up. So as you go to malls, don't leave children in a car, because if we find children locked up in a car, we're definitely going to arrest you. So it's a friendly warning. Don't do it. Even pets, don't lock them up in cars, because the heat is going to go quite higher. And take care of the boy children. You know, they like where there is accumulation of water, a lot of water. They will be going there to swim without you knowing or without anyone knowing. So let's take care. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was General Fannie Masemola, the National Commissioner of the SABC. Just recapping, 113,727 suspects arrested since the start of our Safer Festive operations on the 13th of October, and 3,665 illegal taverns and shebeens shut down during this period. Thank you, colleagues. I'm now going to provide you with an opportunity to ask questions. I think let's take the first 3 round of questions. Okay. I think please come forward if you're going to be asking questions. We'll only take questions from members of the media, please. Members of the media, please make your way to the front. Members of the media, questions. Okay, on the side, on my side.
Thank you very much. My name is Cliff from Chakaranda FM News. I just wanted to find out the conviction of the parolee and when was he released. Thank you.
Okay, second question, media.
Hi, I'm Tato Khololo from News 24. 2 questions. I just wanted to ask, do we have any idea of the kind of weapons that were used in this shooting, and what kind of presence does the police have in this area? Because residents are saying that police don't frequent it here, it's not safe, and the police don't come when there are ordinarily shootings. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Jake Scott with the NCA. Jake Scott. We're seeing a rise in mass shootings. From your investigations, what are the reasons? What can you tell us about the possible reasons these incidents are increasing?
All right, thanks. I think this may be fair to respond to those questions that has been asked for now. The parolee did come out in September 2025, come out of jail. We are still verifying the full conviction in terms of charges, but there is attempted murder and extortion-related crimes. So we will, of course, verify. But preliminary, that's what we have. And well, police have got there is no area called a no-go area for police. And if communities sometimes they experience that, they should be able to talk to us, talk to the station commander. Is just down at the police station. There is no area that is a no-go area for police. We patrol everywhere. Jakes, in terms of increase in mass shootings, yes, but however, you can see that each shooting have got a different motive. You would remember in Oliver Bosch, it was Basotus, and the shooting was amongst them, the Basotus there. So it's something related to the Basotus. In Esitoveni, it was a dispute that arose out of that tavern during that specific time. And here, currently, we're still investigating the motive, but looks like it's something related to, because you can see most people that were involved in this shooting here and most of the victims are all from KwaZulu-Natal. So it has to do with, apparently, one of it is taxi related here in Atteridgeville, and some might be matters that are disputed outstanding from home. You have seen, as I was reading, I said there's a Biela, there's a Kanyile, there's a Zulu, there's a Nduli, and yeah, those same names. So majority of the victims are also from KwaZulu-Natal, and there has been shootings that have reported earlier in this place, earlier this week, where there was a shooting which is suspected, still under investigation, but suspected to involve the same similar surnames.
Right. Any other question? Response? Okay. Any other questions, colleagues? Okay, we are aware that there are members of the community here. We'll give you an opportunity right after the media briefing to engage with the leadership. For now, let's give the media colleagues an opportunity. So the National Commissioner will engage you afterwards. Thanks.
My weapons question.
The type of weapons that have been used is pistols that were used. There is no rifle involved. It's basically pistols.
Do we know if they're legal or illegal?
No, we wouldn't know. You can't know whether they are legal or illegal at this stage.
Any other question? Thank you.
All right, Commissioner, the community members have said, as you mentioned, that there have been a lot of other shootings in this area, and it seems like this particular hostel area also has a lot of crime incidents. It's a municipal block of residential block. Are the police engaging with the municipality about resolving these issues? I mean, there's grass growing very tall here. It looks pretty dangerous, and there are easy areas to hide. Has the police engaged with the municipality at all about the state of this area?
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that.
Okay, let's give the general an opportunity, then we'll.
I understand that the provincial commissioner did engage the municipality, and yes, I've seen it myself that it looks quite problematic in terms of uninhabitable. So it's a hostel that needs quite a lot of attention, I agree. So that is something that the municipality will alert them of what we have seen. But the PC can talk more on that.
Right. Thank you very much. Greetings to the viewers and listenership. Yes, of course, we're here on Saturday. I think I spent quite a number of hours with the brigadier. We know for the fact that some of the factors is environmental design, of which, of course, we had the MMC responsible for community safety, but other than that, the councillors were here. Those different parties, but the councillors, those who represent the city of Tshwane, they were here. And we will, of course, take this concern quite seriously. We will further do the engagement as we have done on Saturday.
Okay, any other questions, colleagues?
Thanks, Commissioner Gadel Sopoto from Kai 959. Commissioner, we've seen trends where when there's an incident like this, sometimes suspects flee the province in which the crime took place. In terms of those operations, perhaps if it falls out of, and as you mentioned that it could be linked to something in KZN, what do those operations look like if we see suspects flee Gauteng?
Yeah, well, if they flee, we'll run after them until we catch them. Doesn't matter where they fly to. We definitely going to arrest them.
Okay.
It might take a bit of time, but we are definitely going to arrest them. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Linda Mnisi from Newsroom Africa. Commissioner, you mentioned that this may also be taxi related, and I understand that as the SAPS, you have units that also look at taxi violence. Could the intelligence not have picked up that something of this nature may happen, particularly in this area?
Yeah, well, we remember when there is a case, we do investigate. So we might have intelligence on other matters that we were investigating, not necessarily knowing that this specific day and night that will happen. That we wouldn't have, but we have arrested some people for various other crimes, not specifically this. So we will continue investigating and make sure that we get around it.
I think General Mtombeni will also reflect on the arrests that have been made in relation to taxi violence in the province in the last few months.
Yeah, thank you very much once more again. We know for the fact that except this mass shooting, we do have some sort of a challenge in terms of taxi violence. We have since made the arrest, 44, of which it has also been reflected by Madlanga. And we know the recent incident of which we are just close in terms of our team, the taxi violence team, which is responsible for investigation, but we also have visible policing, those who move, as we know that the transport hubs, and then there might be some problems. So we're putting also the measures in terms of visibilities.
I think 44 is the number of suspects arrested since the 1st of April in Gauteng alone for tax-related violence, including the ongoing shootings of taxi bosses.
Thank you. Shanisa Nishkarange from Sunday Times. Just a question, do you have statistics specifically for Atteridgeville when it comes to taxi-related violence, especially taking in mind that in the past years there have been incidents of taxi-related killing where a lot of people were gunned down, daylight, some in your places where people have to take taxis. So is there statistics when it comes to the Atteridgeville area?
Colleagues, we've got Brigadier Rapiti here, who can be better positioned to respond to that question. He's the station commander for Atteridgeville. Thanks.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to members of the media and the viewers. Yes, we do have statistics that emanate from all incidents that were reported to the police. And if needs be, we can make our stats available. Thank you.
All right, any other questions, colleagues, before we close it off? Okay, let's take the last round. Last round before we provide the community members with an opportunity to engage with the National Commissioner.
Saturday's attack highlights the issue of illegal pubs and shebeens. How widespread and dangerous is this problem?
I think the National Commissioner has already alluded to the fact that since April to date, I think it was 11,975 illegal taverns that were shut down. From the start of the festive operations, 13 October, he has highlighted in his briefing 3,665 that were shut down. And that is the work of the police. Any other question?
Yeah, maybe also to add that one of the problems with illegal shebeens and taverns is that they get closed. At some point, they get reopened again. And they get charged. The fine, of course, increases, but that is a problem that we have. Hence, we ask also the community to assist. But unfortunately, those that are the beneficiaries of those shebeens will not easily report themselves. Thank you.
All right. Okay, any other question? Last question, thank you.
Commissioner, it's Linda again from Newsroom Africa. You mentioned that the tavern owner has also been charged. is there any other charge that you've laid against her related to the shooting itself and not running the tavern illegally? Do you believe she may have been involved, really, in the disputes or even in the taxi violence that you speak of?
Yeah, for now, she is being charged for dealing illegally. But as the investigation progresses, it will indicate if there is maybe additional charge that has to be preferred against her, that will be done. But for now, no, it's only one charge.
Okay. Last question, colleagues. Daly-san, you indicated you want to ask something? All right. Okay, thank you. We've now reached the end of our media briefing, and then we'll allow the community to engage with the National Commissioner. Thank you, colleagues.
All right, that was National Police Commissioner General Fannie Masemola just giving statistics around their operations at the festive season. Importantly, revealing there that the 3 persons of interest have been identified and 1 person has been taken in for questioning with regards to Marius van der Merwe, that's witness D, who testified before the Madlanga Commission. He was killed this past weekend. He also says that in Salzburg, a mass shooting of 12 people, Masemola confirming to the media there that the rise of mass shootings has increased, saying that police are on the hunt for 3 people known to them for this mass shooting. One of them, concerningly, of course, was a parolee, saying that he was released on parole in September. Of course, this crime was committed over this period in December. Since the December festival season began on the 1st of October 2025, over 113,000 suspects have been arrested. Over 3,000 illegal shebeens have been shut down. 44 suspects have been arrested for taxi-related crimes in the province of Gauteng.